Alas, poor Los Angeles Rams, I knew them well, Horatio. A team of infinite potential, of excellent football.
Shakespeare in the Park. Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
It's the end of our Shakespeare moment here on this episode of Heroes and Videos. We have to say goodbye to the 2025 Los Angeles Rams team. A moment of silence. No, I didn't freeze. That was the moment of silence. Rams lost the NFC Championship last weekend. I am still recovering, but welcome all of you to another episode of Heroes and Videos. Thanks for indulging me in that moment. We are moving forward, moving ahead with some new comic books that were just picked up recently. Love for you to hit like if you enjoy the channel. And subscribe, all the wonderful YouTube stuff. And if you want to wait to the end to see if you like it or not before you hit the little thumbs up, that is cool. Side note, Wonder Man just wrapped or just released, and it is something else. It is the best thing I've seen from Marvel in a while. Certainly the best TV show they've had in a while. Best use of music. I'm going to say maybe the best use of music in anything Marvel related that didn't have James Gunn attached to it. We'll have I'll have a review, spoiler-filled review of the show. It's 8 very short episodes, 8 30-minute episodes. Just dropped yesterday, day before yesterday, and I've seen them all at this point, and am super impressed. Really quality stuff there. Ben Kingsley and the lead, and I forget his name. Oh my gosh. Dr. Manhattan in the HBO Watchmen series, but guy's a phenomenal actor, and they just kill it. So let's get into it. Let's get into the comics. We're starting off with some Spider-Man, going to get into some Captain America, wrapping up with the new Iron Man book. So stick around to the end for that, because I've got an interesting some things to say about that new first Iron Man issue. So up first here is Amazing Spider-Man number 20 in the latest volume. It is 984 in the old legacy numbering. You see here John Romita Jr. cover with Earthbound Spider-Man. And you know what? We're going to go a little spoilery here. It's been months since this storyline started. The secret of, and I think it's already out. If you've been reading the book, you should know. You notice those giant web shooters on Spider-Man here and on his ankles. This is Earthbound Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker. It is none other than Norman Osborn. It's a great character study, not since the character study in Superior Spider-Man with Dr. Octopus has a Spider-Man book shown the journey of a villain, I think, as well as they have here with Norman. Norman's back to being heroic. He had the Sin Eater removed his sins some time ago, so Norman's been trying to be a good dude, trying to do the right thing. And it's interesting to see his as he's been playing Spider-Man, or pinch hitting, if you will, for Spider-Man while Pete is in space, though nobody on Earth knows where Pete is. He's come to terms with the fact that he has a hard time realizing how Peter Parker does this. How he can continually do what's right, even when nobody, there's no accolades, there's no reason for doing it other than it's the right thing. So he's really come to appreciate him. A recent issue had a phenomenal conversation between J. Jonah Jameson and Norman. They've both been semi-father figures for Peter Parker over the years, and so it's interesting to hear their take, and plus they've given each other enough of a hard time over the years. In this issue, Norman is being attacked by the new Spider Slayer, or Spider Slayers, I should say. Whoops, excuse me for just a minute. I'm back. Thank you. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. And it's really neat in this, and it may even be in this book that Aunt May and maybe even the general public realize that this is Norman in the suit. Certainly a number of people in the room know. The Spider crew, if you will, a lot of the Spider family was already aware of this from an interaction they had with Norman and Norman as Spider-Man recently. It's really cool to see him realize that what it takes to be a hero. And so it's really a neat hero's journey for Norman Osborn in this storyline. And there's a captain, I can't think of the guy's name. It's a kid, basically a guy in a white suit with a shield. And he's shown up in the Spider-Man book here for a number of issues. And there's a point where Norman realizes this kid, as along with the other Spider family, is helping to fight off all these Spider Slayers and protect people that are there at I want to say Osborn Industries. That he realizes here's this kid that has no powers and just a shield and just a lot of heart. And the kid, Norman's saying, you guys shouldn't be standing up for me. You shouldn't be trying to protect me. You don't know what I've done. And the kid has this great little speech. Like he's got the shield. He's kind of like a little junior Captain America, I guess. He's got this great speech. He says, doesn't matter what you've done. Who are you going to be today? Who are you going to decide to be today? I thought that was just a really great message, like it doesn't matter the things you've done in the past or what, how terrible you might think you are. Who are you going to be in this moment? Who are you going to be today? And I thought that was just a really cool, heroic message there delivered in the book. So Amazing Spider-Man continues to just crush it. I was really pleased with this issue. A variety of artists on it. I think there's three or four people doing the art on the book. This one issue, so maybe they just had to pull it together. I'm usually much more impressed with the space side of what's going on in Spider-Man right now with Pete. But this story and Norman's story is really starting to come into focus now as well. So pick up Amazing Spider-Man if you're not already. Next up is Captain America, number 6, legacy numbering 777. I love this cover. Captain America is back to present day. The first 5 issues of this book kind of took place a few weeks after he'd been unfrozen. It's called Doom Shadow. It's very interesting in the aftermath of the One World Under Doom miniseries and what was going on in the Marvel Universe. Latveria now is up for grabs without Dr. Doom around, and the U.S. government is trying to do a little nation building, or at least with some espionage there. Captain America's got a new crew. It's Nick Fury. I guess he's technically Nick Fury Jr. now. Sam Jackson Nick Fury as opposed to David Hasselhoff Nick Fury. And there's a team of folks with Cap, and they're trying to go in. There's another party involved whose name may or may not rhyme with Underbolt Ross, who may also be Red Hulk. So that there are competing factions here for running Latveria. It's interesting to see where Cap's going to come, or going to where his loyalties will lie. Also picked up this variant cover. Just thought that was kind of a cool Doctor Doom looking cover there. I honestly can't tell from the cover if that's an empty mask being held up or if he's just contemplating something, doing the doing that thing. So looks to be a good storyline starting out. Fantastic Four number 7, and while we're throwing out legacies, this is 733, The Invincible Woman, part 2. This finds Susan Storm. It's really cool. Secret message uncovered in the last issue that's permeating, because this book is so cool when it comes to dealing with science. This message that permeating throughout all of the randomness of the universe, and it was from Galactus, or Galactus is asking for someone to find Susan Storm. This issue, they go off to find him, but they leave behind their kids and people to protect them. It's just neat to see the kids, the Franklin and Valeria and Ben and Alicia's kids, that they've each come up with different folks to be able to protect the kids, like in a moment's notice, that could teleport in. And they're sort of a new Fantastic Four. If you guys remember the new Fantastic Four from the 90s, I think that was Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. Grey Hulk, I think. Mr. Fix-It, maybe. And this is sort of a similar thing as Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. I'm drawing a blank on him now. Oh, Black Cat, which is kind of cool to see Sue Richards in the last few issues develop a relationship with Felicia Hardy. So I've got Black Cat, Captain Marvel, Wolverine, and Wyatt Wingfoot, which I thought that was a really cool callback in Johnny Storm, being that Wyatt was who he asked to watch the kids. Plus, there's interesting take on the Thing. The Thing has some folks come around that it appears he's been hanging out at the bar with no name, and so I don't know. I feel like ethically and morally there's some weirdness going on there. If Ben's just like looking the other way with all these B and D, I guess they're more like C and D list villains. That he doesn't. It's kind of like if you want to hang out and drink, sort of like the Sandman bar thing with him way back in that Marvel 2-in-1. So I guess thinking about it, that does kind of make sense. That fits in with his character, like giving people a second chance and that sort of thing. So, but great book, Fantastic Four. The Mortal Thor is up to number 6, Legacy 792. I need to get a new prescription. So Mortal Thor, you'll notice that another amazing Alex Ross cover. That's the Cobra there, and where the Cobra is, if you're a big fan of 70s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s Marvel, there may be somebody else hiding in the background there somewhere. If the Cobra is there, another character may not be far behind. Still not sure exactly where Immortal Thor is going. I'm looking forward to seeing how that unravels. But now, next up, the newest issue of Iron Man. It is Legacy 681. This is a variant cover I picked up that's pretty cool looking. That is, I believe, Melinda May, the Cavalry from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That is a recurring character in Iron Man, the last volume or two here. She's kind of his head of security, which is pretty neat. This is the regular cover of that book. I wasn't overly impressed when I saw this was coming out. I don't know a lot about Joshua Williamson or Carmen Carnero or Nolan Woodward in terms of the new creative team, but having read the book, it's pretty good. It gives off a vibe like if you like the David Michelinie, Bob Layton, John Romita Jr., that era of Iron Man and just prior to it, where there's a lot of, there's Madame Musk, there's AIM, there's Blizzard, I think, shows up. There's a lot of callbacks to that era of Iron Man, which I've always thought was just fantastic run on this book. Maybe a high water mark for the book, honestly. And so that was enough. Like that nostalgia wrote me in. It was really cool. But beyond that, and I really don't want to spoil this ending. I know there's been a lot of spoilers, or some spoilers in the video. I'm not spoiling the ending of this, but I am really curious about where they're going after the last page of this book. It's pretty neat. We'll talk about it maybe in the next issue or two. Gonna slowly roll out some spoilers for that, but the concept's pretty neat. I'm looking forward to telling you more about it. I'll give you a chance to read it first. We can discuss. Let me know in the comments what you're reading now, what new comics are out that you're excited about. Have you seen Wonder Man? If you're putting comments in the video here, don't spoil anything for that. We'll have a video out within the next week going over that, because again, just great show, meaningful stuff. If you're into acting or you appreciate the art of theater, the art of acting, this is really an actor's TV show. Not that I'm an actor. I don't even play one on YouTube. So hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for sticking in to the end of the video. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us here at Heroes and Videos. As always, keep reading comics, keep going to see movies in theaters, and be kind to each other.